quick touch. Double check the steering wheel.
Gentlemen, start your engine.
Nice and smooth. Get it all done all day long. Got a good feeling about today, guys.
Donnie Kite's gonna get through it all and score his first career win in the Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series. What a finish!
Too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
He knew it was just a matter of time when Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
Juicy Spider Motorsports takes home the 1-2-3 finish.
Drivers, start your printers.
To keep pace with the ever-changing landscape of marketing and advertising, let Clark Print Shop help you spot the trends and keep you in front of the pack with all your color printing needs. From business cards to invitations, menus to mugs, we can print anything you need on paper or your choice of over 3,000 promotional items. Visit www.clarkprintshop.com to browse our online catalog and place your order today, or call us at 276-889-3426. For a limited time, use the code iRacing for 23% off your first purchase. The staff at Clark Print Shop looks forward to handling all your color printing needs.
Introducing Tractor USA, the best way to buy and sell premium ag and construction equipment. Tractor USA was designed to be straightforward, simple, and affordable with zero commission and live auctions every week. Tractor USA auctions offer the finest selection of pre-owned tractors, combines, and other ag and construction equipment from across the United States and the world. Simply go to tractorusa.com to get started today.
Walking and Rolling Costumes started when my son Reese was born with cancer.
So when I was 3 years old, I got my first wheelchair.
And he wanted to be Wall-E for Halloween that year. And so I knew you couldn't buy a costume to go on a wheelchair at that time, so I knew I had to build one.
My dad ended up building a Wall-E costume out of a Dell computer box.
When we were all finished, he loved it. We took pictures of it and shared it on social media. So many people started sharing it that we started getting requests from people we didn't know.
In 2015, we decided to build them for other kids because people were asking, hey, can you build them for my kid?
So we started the nonprofit organization, Walking and Rolling Costumes, and we build costumes for kids all over the nation, free of charge to the families.
We're halfway through on our chase format, and we're 6 seasons in to Saturday Night Racing League with 4 different champions here in 5 seasons. We could see our first new winner. We could see our second repeat. So many different names have led the points through this season, regardless of how concentrated the wins are this year. But here from the Irish Hills of Michigan International Speedway, it's Saturday Night Racing League presented by M&J Distributors. Chase race number 3. I'm your host, Brownlee Cooper, alongside Connor Horn. And Connor, we've seen so many different interruptions in this chase format. Even without drivers getting victories, they found a way to the top of the points. Consistency has been key, and it's still very tight. The guys that have been really good have had mishaps, and now Joshua Banks comes in here with a very slim lead.
Very slim lead, not only over one driver, but really only over 2 drivers. It's 3 points back to Elliott Butler, surprise winner at Talladega, vaulted him up towards the top of the leaderboard. He only fell to second last week after Bailey Turner finished well, but Turner's right there too. He's 5 points back at Joshua Banks, and these are the 3 that have really separated themselves from the field. He got 2 drivers in Banks and Turner who have won, not the most, but have won a lot of the races, have been very consistently up near the front. They deserve to be at the front of the field. Elliott Butler, maybe not the threat for wins week in, week out, but he's been able to get consistent top 10s, top 15s, made it into the chase in a good spot, and that win vaulted him in a spot where he could legit possibly steal this championship, but still a long way to go. Still a ways to go, and still have other drivers involved. Kenny Kibbe is the furthest up of those drivers that we kind of talk about being the model of consistency. No wins, but always at the front. He's 4th, 19 back. Jeff Wright, winningest driver this season and in this series history. He's got 6 on the season, but because of computer issues and wrecks out late, stuff like that, and just, kind of poor performance last week at Miami, he sits 23 back in hopes of getting his 3rd championship, but he's got a lot of work to do. And then Floyd, Shepard, Brewer, Hatchell, all separated by 2 points apiece between those 4. They're still in it, but they need to have a really good run today and maybe a win.
It was the 14 of Kenny Kibbe who led the points coming into the chase format. It was Elliott Butler who took it over just a couple weeks ago, and now if you look at the whole thing, Joshua Banks has turned up the heat. He got his victory last week. There's so much going on here. Michigan International, though, this is a racetrack that it's going to be compacted. It's going to be tight the whole time. These drivers are going to be right on top of each other. It's similar in essence of a Daytona / Talladega and Atlanta. I hate saying that, but it is going to be very similar to these plate race tracks where everyone can't escape one another, even in this B car.
Yeah, we're going to have to wait and see what type of race we get, but it is weird. It's a pretty gripped up track. This repave hasn't really aged, so there's not that much off-throttle time compared to the 2-mile track that we went to at Auto Club earlier in the year, where the fall-off's big on a Warren racetrack, and you do have a lot of off-throttle time. There's fall-off here, but you're really in the throttle a lot of this, so draft is going to be important. Air packing on the left rear, that's how you're going to make your passes, side drafting them, maybe even slide jobs into the corner. We're going to see that upper lane come into effect as well. You can run a lot higher than you can here than you can in real life. It's going to be tough to make something work around the very bottom of the racetrack. Maybe impossible. You should see that high line be dominant tonight.
Now it's time to talk about chase race number 3 and the starting lineup here tonight. Starting on the pole at 39.354, the 44 of Philip Brewer, the 57 of Dakota Floyd. These 2 drivers came to play tonight. They will start on the top row. Congratulations to Philip Brewer on the pole award. Kenny Kibbe will start in 3rd. I think this is maybe the best qualifying effort we've seen all season from Kibbe. Maybe, did he get a pole award earlier in this year?
I believe he has at least 1. Yes, he does.
So there you go. Kenny Kibbe is going to start in 3rd. Angela Horonis will start in 4th spot. Then you go back to the 5th position with J.R. Shepard. Caleb Weekley will start in 6th. There's a lot of people that aren't in the top 5 in points behind this. Bailey Turner and Chad Klinger here, 7th and 8th spot. Then you go back to 9th and 10th, Reggie Ortega, Chuck Sweeting, going to start in the top 10.
Then Case Lakatos will start 11th, Noah Mahalski in 12th. We might talk to Lakatos in a little bit. Brian Carlisle, not the season he's wanted. He'll start 13th, trying to get a win on the season. Ray Massey, same with him. Good runs as of late for Massey, though. Starts 14th. Elliott Butler, kind of seeing if he can maybe steal a title. He'll start back in 15th alongside the guy who's got the most poles with 4 this season, but not a good qualifying effort for a lot of top dogs in the chase. Jeff Wright starts 16th. Joshua Banks, winner last week, points leader. He's the one to watch tonight. He starts back in 17th. Chris Hodges in 18th. And Seth Hatchell, poor run at Miami, put him down the order, 30 back. Coming in today, he starts 19th. And John Sanu, his first race, about a month, he will start 20th.
I believe the 35 of Banks on vacation right now, so he's going to be in a weird scenario. AJ Stravano, Roger Backlavik, 21st and 22nd. Justin Ritchie, Wyatt Hayes making an appearance here in 24th. 25th, it's going to go to Rob Hamp. 26th spot going back to Ben Lapter, Brandon Wallace in 28th. Keith Shoemaker, Matt Shinosky, Tim Shinosky, Stephen Davis. As we get set to go racing into the restart zone, we go live from Michigan, Saturday Night Racing League. Chase race number 3. Philip Brewer will lead lap number 1. Front row stays the same. The front 2 rows pretty much stay the same. But Bailey Turner making a move into turn 1. He'll change it up. 3 positions gain. Watch out for that 24. We know he's bad fast here.
Yeah, he's got a win here on this 2-mile track. He I believe, is the only winner at this racetrack that actually won in this car. We ran 3 different cars here. Bailey Turner's won in this car before. He's also got 3 wins at Auto Club, another 2-mile track. Not too similar as far as how the track is shaped, but definitely similar in length. So he knows how to get around these tracks. He'll definitely be a threat to try to take the championship lead. A big opportunity for those guys on the front row. You were talking about Brewer and Floyd. A win vaults them right back into the mix. And, you know, leading all the laps at the beginning is great, but all the points are given out on the final lap of the race. Where you finish, where you are in the final lap of the race. You get no bonus points or anything else. As Turner and Floyd almost made contact there, but it's not about leading these laps early for Philip Brewer. He just has to position himself in a good spot to win the race. That's what everyone else is trying to, including Angelo Aronis.
You also have Kenny Kimby, who was leading the points coming into the beginning of this chase, trying to vault his way back into the picture. He just made a move on Dakota Floyd, who got loose out of turn 2. He'll pick up the 4th position briefly. Gonna fall back just a touch here off of Bailey Turner, but it is side by side all the way through this group.
I will say, you can make passes around the bottom of the racetrack, especially in 3 and 4. I kind of lied pre-race. You can kind of make passes on the bottom in 3 and 4, but if you don't clear that driver to your outside, instead of gaining a position, you might lose 3 or 4 because the draft is so strong around that outside lane. You'll see Turner dive to the bottom, try to wrap the yellow line, just get to the inside of Brewer and get that side-by-side, and it's just a side draft fest and maybe a dive. It's a fight to see who goes deeper into turn 1. Here, probably between Brewer and Turner. They've got a gap 3rd on back.
About 3/4 of a second back to 3rd position. Dakota Floyd able to hold off Angelo Horonis. He's able to hold off Kenny Kimby. Several different takers here, but the lead change right in front of your screen here. 24 of Bailey Turner on lap 5.
I already see him breaking the draft, not wanting to get Brewer a run to his bumper to aero pack him. He's going to dive so deep into turn number 3. That's kind of been his line, even in the next-gen car in seasons past. That's kind of a line he would run. He's been able to make that bottom work for him at this racetrack very well. Already breaking the draft, not trying to bring the 44 with him.
Some moves deeper in this field. The 33. To the inside, that's Joshua Banks. Banks has fallen back 2 spots. Travato up 1. You also have the 54, Bryce Shoemaker. This is deep in the field for your points leader, though. Not where he wanted to qualify, I'm sure.
No, definitely not. He's on that different rig. He talked about that was going to be the case after his win last week, so you know, it's hard to say this early. We'll see where he gets up to. He's had some poor qualifying efforts even in his normal rig, so it could just be a case of that, but it could just be a product of not being used to this type of setup he's having to deal with. He hasn't moved up too much so far, but those passes in the mid-pack and all the dirty air are going to be a lot harder to make the passes for 15th and 20th right now on fresh tires compared to maybe what they would be at the front of the field, which is weird, kind of backwards to say, but that's how important cleaner air is.
Well, it's not just a situation for Banks, Stravano, but it's also a situation for this guy. And he's not in a scenario where he can afford to have any hiccups. He has to perform here tonight. If he wants to catapult himself back into this picture, a win would do dividends. But he is side by side with their points leader right now. And that's Jeff right next to Joshua Banks. 48 needs a victory.
You think about it, he has 6 wins on the season, but he has 7 top 5s and 10 top 10s. So it's really, this is a season where he hasn't been able to win a lot of races and have the consistency. It's either been he wins or finishes at the front, but in really about the other 35-40% of the races, he either has a computer failure that puts him down the list, or he misses pit road and ruins his strategy or something like that. He's had a lot of things go his way, but he's had a lot go not his way, which is why he wasn't seated near the front of the chase field. He's been playing catch-up ever since. He had missed pit road at Homestead. It really derailed his race. He never really got the yellow to fully recover from that. He got some spots back, but probably should have been a lot worse, and he'll need a victory to probably win this championship. We talked to Bailey Turner after his race at Homestead that he was kind of bummed the yellow came out because it went from a non-chase driver in Adam Cabot winning to a chase driver in Banks winning, and he kind of stole the points lead from the 24. So one win could change everything for any of these chase drivers.
Good move there, up through the middle between Chuck Sweeting and Seth Hatchell.
Whoa.
Sweeting very loose.
Bryce Shoemaker's been getting aggressive bump drafting down the backstretch. These cars are not stable for it for the most part, so you got to be careful doing that. Now he's going to try to get to the outside of Sweeting. Tight squeeze 3 wide with Seth Hatchell, but everyone gave room for it, and the 54 is moving forward.
Lead is stretched out to a 1/10 of a second. Philip Brewer has not let the 24 Bailey Turner out of his sight. Elliott Butler up to the top 3. How about that? Up 12 spots.
Seen it a lot. His short run pace has been very good this season, but if it gets to be a long run race, that's where the trouble lies. When will those tires fade? We saw last week at Homestead, a track that eats up tires. If you wore them out, you knew very early that you were going to be in for a rough long run. Michigan, not as much tire wear. You shouldn't really have to deal with it as much, but the tires will wear out. You will feel it. Especially on corner exit, you're going to be sliding a lot, and then on the entry to the corner, you're going to be incredibly tight, most likely. So it's a mix of probably the worst of both ways the tires can wear, and that's what I worry about with the 6 of Butler. But fast so far, as well as Reggie Ortega, both of them clinging on. This top 4 line has kind of pulled away.
Race length 100 laps, 55 miles per hour on pit road. We didn't get a chance, but 6 tire sets, 100% fuel, 3 green-white checkers. So far, so good. It's clean and green from Michigan. Chase race number 3. 12 laps in now.
Hronis is trying to tag onto those top 4. See Turner kind of going back and forth, trying to protect the line he wants to run. Philip Brewer has been able to stay right with him. He's not really getting to the 24's left rear. We saw a lot in practice. If you could drive in hard enough and be on the left rear quarter panel, really the left rear of the bumper of the driver in front of you, you could really pack air on them. It would just make them horrible on corner exit. And that's kind of how you're going to have to pass. Either get the run by running a higher line and get the draft down the front or back, or you're going to aero pack them on the left rear. Brewer's not really willing to do that, just trying to get this run on the upper line, but you saw how aero tight he got when he got behind the 24 on corner exit and almost put him in the wall.
Riding on board with Reggie Ortega, another one of those drivers that's moved up a few, up 5 positions from where he began the race, and that would be an upset in this championship format. We talked about it last week. If Cabot was able to deliver, how much of a difference it would have made if Joshua Banks just finished ahead of Bailey Turner and didn't actually win the race. It is such a big difference for winning versus, you have somebody outside that chase format that gets the victory, takes those bonus points away.
I mean, it went from Joshua Banks gaining maybe 1 point on him to gaining 13 points on him. That could very well be the difference between getting a championship and not. So it was crucial that for that late yellow to happen, flip the script, give Banks a chance to get that victory, which he took advantage of. That could easily happen today, the way this race has gone so far.
Philip Brewer is keeping Bailey Turner honest. He's been hanging around on the back bumper within a 1/10 or 2 of a second. Ever since he lost the lead, he was able to lead 4 laps. At the beginning of this race, it's going to take a while, but I think the momentum right now for Philip Brewer is just hanging the tire tracks, I think he's got something for this 24.
We'll just have to wait and see. Turner's doing a good job just running his line and not letting Brewer take advantage of it. Let's go to Floyd and Wall of background, trying to run the high line. Turner's really the only one running that way low line in 3 and 4, but it works wonders. Not only it's still pretty fast, but you can do some good work on the tire conservation doing it as well. You can't really do it in 1 and 2, but 3 and 4 is the place to do it. And he's getting the lowest of anyone else for sure. And that's forcing Philip Brewer to run that higher line and be a little bit more heavy on the tires doing it. And he's not getting enough of a run off the corners off that high side to have a run for the lead on Bailey Turner.
And we intended to have some pre-race interviews. Casey Lakatos is the first driver we're going to pull up in this booth if we do get a caution. When you're outside of the chase, or riding on board with a driver that's made it, I believe, consecutively since the inception of Saturday Night Racing League. But Chad Klinger, he had success several times in these 5 seasons. Now on to season 6, just outside of that mark. He could come out here and upset him.
16 starts, only the 2 top 5s, 25th in points. He's another one of those guys who, in seasons past, has been near the front of the field, but this field has gotten stronger and stronger as we've gone almost 6 seasons. Instead of Ryan Carwell, Chad Klinger, Ray Massey being in the chase for the title, they're back fighting for 23rd in points. It's how tougher it's gotten to be in the chase. Case Lacoste is 16th in points. He's usually been a lock for the most part as well, getting into the chase. A lot has changed.
We also had the 03 of Noah Michalski in that chase format a couple times. 03 makes a pass on the 50 of Lakatos. He'll be up 2 positions, back to the top 10 for the 03. Seth Hatchell, Caleb Weekly. Seth Hatchell a little off the pace, back to 19th. Weekly on the other side of that, now 14. So Hatchell back to where he started in 19th spot. Weekly,
Shepherd in the wall.
98. Gonna lose a couple spots here.
And he was running 7th right in front of the 57 and just was trying to enter, I think, a little too high into a corner, got the wall, and he didn't lose just a couple. He lost about 6 positions doing that. So you can run that higher line, make it work, but the risks of it are that right there, lose all your track position. But and Michalski is gaining some positions. We saw this last week from Seth Hatchell, just usually a top 5 guy, if not just barely outside it. Last week, not the case. Poor finish, put him about 30 points behind the points lead. And back here in 19th, maybe saving the tires. Still have a ways to go before we get to that first pit stop. But him, Jeff Wright, Stravato not moving much as Stravato's making contact with Bryce Shoemaker.
We're going to look 3 wide down the backstretch. 33 in the middle, 48 on the inside. Shoemaker on the high line. Jeff Wright buries it into 3 and 4. He's going to get clear. Stravato, he slide up in front of Shoemaker. He will.
Oh, 33 got so sideways off the corner. Usually it's going to make your car tight, but it's like when the 48 slid up the track, it just took all the air off the 33's nose and he about lost it.
He's going to end up losing 2 spots out of this as well. Car's got to be frustrating to drive. Track temperature at 110 degrees.
Yeah, not too bad. 54 just had a similar slide off of turn number 2. Oh, crash! Chad Klinger, Joshua Banks is involved in that. He might have gotten through without damage, but Rob Hamp and Chad Klinger went spinning.
Klinger keeps it off the wall.
Wow. That could have been Banks' title hopes going away, but I think he got away without damage.
Here it is off of turn 2.
Can't quite see the replay, but it looked like Hamp hit the wall, and then Banks hit him. It's always Banks and Chad Klinger. It's so many times it's those two getting into something, but I think that was just a product of tight racing off the corner. You're trying so hard to pinch someone against the wall. Eventually they're going to hit the wall just trying to get away from you, and I think Hamp hits the wall. It puts Banks into his bumper, and it just sets all that off.
Well, and you saw Banks get in the back of the 18. He also kind of hit the 09 and that as well. Watch it one more time from on board.
Thankfully, I don't think anyone got damage out of it, but it's going to give everyone an opportunity to get 4 tires and fuel. And if you weren't doing good on the tires, you kind of get a lucky reset here to see if you can fix that and kind of right your wrongs as far as saving the tires. And if you were saving your tires, well, you're pretty upset about this because this just means you're going to have to do it all over again.
We saw the scenario with the 24. Situation for Bailey Turner is maintain just long enough. Take that lead, get that clean air. Down and away for the 6. Down and away for the 24. Philip Brewer not going to win the battle off of pit road. And the top 3 will stay the same.
Yeah, really the top 4 are going to stay pretty similar. Elliott Butler falls back to 4th. And Hronis actually gets that spot. Ortega was starting to fall back a little bit. Ryan Carwell is going to be in the top 10 here, as is Lakatos. Everyone gets a reset. We'll see how crazy this restart might be. Maybe a good break for those guys. Obviously a break for Banks because he was in that incident, but also Jeff Wright, Stravato, those guys we expect to see at the front. They really weren't moving up through the field at all.
Well, we tried to do it in the pre-race, but we're going to do it right now.
Correct.
It's Casey Lakatos. Casey, I tried to pull you up during the pre-race, but we had a lot to talk about with all the points changes. But you're one of those drivers that's outside looking in. You want to come out here and win this race, still in the top 10, looking good.
Yeah, most definitely. Car felt pretty good. I mean, dumping the dirty air on the nose definitely threw the car. Didn't see that in practice. I guess I really wasn't running too large a pack. I mean, overall, I mean, the car I know can get loose. You can really toss it into the corner. Just trying to really maintain right now. Just trying to see what everybody else is doing, how aggressive everybody's being up here. And yeah, I mean, I got nothing to lose at this point, and I'm not in the championship. I want to win. So we're going for it here at Michigan.
Casey, how hard is it, though, knowing that you have drivers around you that can win this championship and try not to interfere with that, but at the same time competing and trying to win?
Very. Raced around these guys enough, though. So, I mean, yawn it out a little bit, just trying to stay out of the way for the most part, being courteous in that regard. But certainly squeezing where I can. If I got the momentum, I'm going to take it. So, just the fine line to walk tonight.
Fine line to walk and rocking the VSPEED logo all season long. Casey, good luck restarting here in the top 10. We'll possibly talk to you post-race.
All right. Thank you, guys.
There you have it, Casey Lakatos in the number 50. It's Bailey Turner, Philip Brewer. Philip Brewer on the pole here tonight. But it's going to be Bailey Turner starting from the top spot as the command car. Pace car will get out of the way on lap 23 onto 24. And we will be just shy of a quarter of the way through this race. 2 Mile Oval, Irish Hills of Michigan. Into the restart zone we go. Back underway.
You can see right there, we know Bailey Turner and Angelo Hronis teammates. They kind of timed it there, no doubt. It's going to let Hronis get the second, put Philip Brewer back another spot.
Brewer's going to lose a little bit here off the exit. And 4 fresh tires for a lot of this field. It's a different approach on this short run. Hronis will clear the 44 and trying to go after Bailey Turner. Big run down the backstretch.
You know, likely not really going to battle the 24 too hard. And if he does, if he does try to go for the lead, I don't think Turner will really race him too hard forward. It might just sit behind him. Big wiggle for the 24, and we'll see what happens here at the 29. Whoa, Floyd and Ortega had contact. They almost got sideways. Still side by side for the lead. Hronis leads that lap. Big run for the 44, run for the 6.
That was a couple thousandths of a second for Hronis to lead some laps.
Well, Turner's loose. 3 wide for second.
All over on the backstretch. 3
we
wide.
saw it.
It's close.
Saw the aero packing in effect right there. The 44 just barely got the 24's left rear and packed air on him, put him in a tight 3-wide middle spot. Now the 44 gets a boot. We'll see if the 6 pushes the 24. Looks like he's going to go with the 43.
That outside is pretty dominant on this early run. Brewer's going to have the preferred line through 1 and 2. Veronis out to the lead by 2/10.
Gonna gang up on this 24. They know he's probably the best driver tonight. So I'm not surprised to see the 44 and 6 kind of ganging up on him, getting to his outside, trying to pin him back a few spots. And now 44 is going to get clean air on the nose. He didn't quite shut the bottom off enough. That's going to give Turner enough clean air on the nose to get a good run, but he just couldn't quite clear the 6 of Elliott Butler.
Top speeds at this racetrack nearing 195 miles per hour. 193, 194 into the corner. Brewer trying to figure out a way around this 29. Meanwhile, you have a bunch of side-by-side. 33 is Travato. Joshua Banks. A little different than what we saw at the beginning of this race, though, Connor. It was 2x2 for probably 14 laps. It looks like everybody's kind of figured out, okay, this is the line I need to run.
We get single file in the front and back for sure, but in the corners, you still have drivers running 2-3 different lines. As 24 used that line correctly. Look at him just get away from the 6 all the way to the apron just to avoid that side draft, get some air between the 2 cars, hoping Butler doesn't quite pinch him down to the bottom, which he doesn't. Battle of a lead. Brewer trying to get to the inside of the 29, got him a little loose off the corner. They got a gap over that battle for second, which Turner, or battle for third, which Turner now takes, but all that side drafting is going to bring him right back to the 24.
It was side by side on your screen just before that. Kenny Kimmy able to clear Jeff Wright. Jeff Wright has worked his way up 3 positions. Bryce Shoemaker also on the move. 54 has looked really fast tonight.
A lot of guys have been able to come through the field a little bit to start this race. Shoemaker started 26th. He's up all the way to 11th. Stravato's up to 15th. You know, those guys that we expect to get through the field really haven't. But Bryce Shoemaker's done a great job kind of pushing his way through. Mahalski's up 4 spots. Ryan Carwow's up about 7 spots. He's trying to keep that 7th spot away from Reggie Ortega as the breaking of the draft starts to begin. Philip Brewer taken out of the Bailey Turner's book. So you can see how single file it mostly gets down the front straightaway. I guess it's not really a tri-oval, but then you can see all the different lines being used in 1 and 2 after that.
Laconis up to the 8th position. Struggling, though, to pass Reggie Ortega. Took a look to the inside as the 03 of Mahalski also down lower than that.
Ooh, battle for the lead. Turner got all the way to the apron to get to the 44's left rear, trying to pack air on him. Didn't quite do enough to get him off the bottom, but he's right there. Oh, it's just right there. Turner's going to just get to the left rear. All he's going to do is get to the left rear, get air on the rear spoiler of that 44, and just completely ruin his exit, his grip off the corner. And now he's going to side draft that left rear, going to pull out, get some air between the cars into the corner. He's going to drive it into 3 for everything he's got to try to clear this 44. Didn't quite do it there. He's going to have a good
like it's
run.
the last lap here.
Hey, you might think it might be training for the last lap, and we still got just under 70 laps to go. Not quite enough to get the lead. You see the run to 44 got side drafted him back. Now Turner's going to try to get that left rear to side draft him back, but Brewer still led that lap.
Just barely, about 2/10 or so across the line. It's not over yet. Hirona sitting back into the picture as well as they run side by side. Brewer really tight off the corner.
Yeah, it seems like when he runs that higher line in 1 and 2, he gets really tight center exit, and it really hurts him. I think Turner's not willing to drive it deep into 3 to clear this 44, but at the same time, Philip Brewer is just driving his heart out to keep the 24 behind him, but he couldn't do it. Turner's got the lead again.
Turner got really loose off the corner exit, but Brewer had to check up to not get into the back of him. Angelo Horonis was biding his time thought maybe he would be in a situation here. But if you go look at the points again one more time, they've got Banks with a 3-point lead over Elliott Butler. Butler is about 10 spots ahead of this 35.
Yeah, he's about 10 spots ahead. We haven't seen a 35 get to the front quite yet. Doesn't matter as far as the points lead. If Turner wins this race, he will certainly be the points leader no matter what. But, you know, if the 35 still wants to be in range of the 24 if he wins this race, still a long way to go. If 24 wins this race, you think the 35 has to finish in the top 5 to stay relatively close. They just really haven't gotten up there. Contact! He cut across Ray Massey all the way to the apron. He's going to save that thing. That could have been another championship twist for the second time for the 35. He somehow held on to it again. Oh my goodness. I think he thought it was clear, Ray Massey. He just certainly wasn't. Brewer trying to get that lead back. He can't quite do it. Dakota Floyd just slid up in front of Ryan Carwile and almost knocked the wall down.
How many times do you see a car self-clear and stay ahead of the guy who was trying to...
Yeah. The benefited Stravado. The only person that passed him was the 33. He gained about 3 spots out of that.
Impressive. 24, still your leader. Philip Brewer, about where we left off. This looks like a carbon copy of the beginning of this race, Connor.
You can see the 24 kind of inching up the racetrack in 1 and 2, trying to put some dirty air on the 44's nose, but it's pretty much still the first run of the race as Ortega got the wall. Carwile, a battle for 6th, is heating up right now. It's pretty much the same at the front. 24 leads, 44 following, breaking the draft down the straightaways, running the bottom in 3 and 4.
And then 7th on back, it is Chaos, as Carwile tries to clear Reggie Ortega. Not able to do it off of turn 4.
That's going to let Shoemaker get a big run to the back bumper of the 2 as Shade comes over the racetrack. That'll cool things down. Speed drivers up on this long run. That's the product of not getting that pass done. You're going to maybe lose an extra spot or 2, maybe more, because you can't get that pass done.
And again, shout out to Bryce Shoemaker. Fantastic. He's a little bit in the wall, though.
Contact Kibbe.
Didn't mean to curse the commentator there.
50 kind of thread the needle, got to the middle of all that. That really hurt Kibbe. It lost him maybe 2 spots. Jeff Wright trying to get into the top 10 for the first time tonight. Stravado, Banks, Shepard all trying to follow them through. 33, big wiggle. He saved it. J.R. Shepard barely avoided him. Now we're 3 wide. This is chaos. Three wide for the 10th spot now. 11, excuse me. And Carwile and Ortega are still going at it. I think they're getting ready to maybe wreck each other. I don't think either of them are appreciating the battle for 6th right now.
Ortega trying to get clear of the 71. He will do so as single files out for most of the top 10. Back in around 13th position. Casey Lacroix, Kenny Kibbe.
Carwile, I think, is just, he's worked over this 2 car, and he just hasn't been able to complete the pass. Ortega not really letting him go. I think he's just arrow packing the 2 so much because he's sick of getting held up. Seeing those top 3 start to break away. Dakota Floyd's in 4th, has not been able to stay with them. Being in draft is important. If those 3 can break away, and we get to a long run to where we get the green flag stops, that draft matters. Pitting with someone just for draft purposes does matter in these cars. That's something these guys got to be aware of.
And that's what makes it similar, Connor, to that super speedway. You have to pit with other drivers. Not a lot of places we go to where that really matters. You can come down in a mile and a half, 90% of the season really, you can come down pit road and dictate the outcome of a race. You could make your race better. You can have the lead and pit whenever you want, etc. This is a place where if you lose the draft, you are doomed.
Yeah, I mean, you need to be able to pit with the right people. Don't want to pit too early or too late still. Overcutting, undercutting, it still matters here, but it's kind of a hybrid of your pit strategy at the super speedways as compared to doing it at those 1.5 miles and short tracks and stuff like that, because you do want fresh tires, you do want to pit at a right window, but you do need to be aware you probably should pit with someone, maybe 2 or 3 others, just to have that draft. As Carwell is still working over Reggie Ortega. I think he might have him this time finally, as that too has been holding some guys up, and you could see it right now. I think Coronas got the wall a little bit, but he stayed in 3rd.
On board with Jeff Wright. We'll look to the inside of Reggie Ortega in the 2. It's a little loose off at 3 and 4. Able to clear though. We'll move up to the 7th spot, 8th spot rather. The big run here on the outside for Ortega. 35 event. A lot of these drivers that started outside the top 10 have rose to the top now.
We got about only 5 drivers who started top 10 still in the top 10. You have other drivers who have kind of faded right now, but it's kind of how Michigan this track works. A lot of comers and goers because of how important draft is, all the aero games that could be played here. It can change in a hurry.
Rewind behind Bryce Shoemaker, AJ Servato. Gonna get clear of Ray Massey, but not clear of Lakatos.
He has just struggled to get through this field. He's just dicing back and forth, slide jobs left and right, just trying to find a way to get through these guys, but can't quite find a way to do it, and Caleb Weekly just had nowhere to go.
This is gonna be frustrating, Connor. Look at this run.
Yeah, Weekly had a very big run to get to the outside, but I think that gap was gonna close. Not really anywhere Weekly could go, and just had to lift late. Got the wall, no damage, but probably hurt feelings over it.
Take another attempt at it. There's another highline approach. We've seen this, it's a rerun.
Keeps trying it. These guys are all over each other back here. It's not gonna end well. Oh, almost got contact there. Shepard's right in the middle of it. Chase driver. One of the lowest running chase driver, I believe. Not been the day Shepard wants right now. As Rob Hamp gets some of the wall. And those guys in the top 4. Oh man, Sweeting's all over the place. Oh, crash in the back. Out of 4, Tim Shinosky got put in the wall. Pretty hard. Not gonna be a yellow, but a lot of damage. There's action everywhere on this track right now. We're 3 wide for the 6th position. We got guys left and right trying to wreck. Joshua Banks about wrecked. Oh, man, but you can see Tim Shinosky kind of get put in the wall there. A lot of damage. It was Stephen Davis who hit him.
Board with Banks. Joshua Banks trying to find his way back to victory lane, maintain this points lead. Elliott Butler just behind him.
And the guys who are struggling on tires, like the 2, like the 6, they're in trouble because this is a hornet's nest in the mid-pack right now. 2 separate hornet's nests, really. The biggest one is that battle for 10th, but things are really starting to stack up in a hurry as now Ortega's trying to get the 71 of Carwell back for position.
Approaching the halfway mark here on a Saturday night chase race number 3. 47 laps in at Michigan. 25 laps on the stint. Might as well do it. Let's go ahead and find those volume knobs. And let's get loud. Presented by FireStorm Racing. massive lead here for Bailey Turner now, 1.5 seconds on lap 51. Philip Brewer, Angela Heronis, Dakota Floyd, Jeff Wright. Let's take you through the top 10. Bailey Turner has now led 38 laps. He has looked like the class of the field. Even though we had that hiccup there with that one caution, it reset the field a little bit, but it seems like everybody else just has short run pace. This 24 hasn't figured it out.
I think he's got the clean air to boot. That's why he fought so hard to get that clean air away from the 44, both the start and the first restart. And this is just his track. He's always got this type of speed here. He's tenths. He's 1 to 2 tenths faster than everyone in the field right now.
And if all the drivers that if the 24 has a mistake, Philip Brewer, the second fastest car, we can confidently say he has the pace here tonight to have a win. But how many times have we seen this? He's competed with Joshua Banks. He's raced hard with Jeff Wright. He's raced hard with Dakota Floyd. There's been several races where Philip Brewer has been one of the faster cars, but ultimately in that later half of the run, not able to complete the task.
It's just been, you know, that's kind of the product of the series. You know the guys who you've got to compete with. Yeah, he got in the wall just a little bit there. He's been starting to struggle on this run for sure, but he's still got that second spot. Angel Ronis behind him in third. I think he's kept his tires in a little bit of a better state. He's another one where, hey, if the 24 has something go wrong, which is not often, he could be in contention for his first victory in this series, and this in series history for him. And they've got a pretty good gap behind that battle for fourth right now.
And that's Jeff Wright, who just made the inside move for the fourth position, but gonna fall back to fifth. Didn't get a good run off of turn 2 because of that inside line. He's gonna try to get here to claim that fourth spot. He'll get around Dakota Floyd.
Oh, we went too high. Yeah, a little bit too high. I don't know if Floyd will battle him back or not, but both these drivers, Jeff Wright's been able to keep decent long run pace here. Floyd's gonna let him have it. It's been a good run for the 57, started on the front row, has had good pace, not good enough to maybe win, obviously, with the 24's pace just being so good right now, but definitely could be a good run towards a top 5 position in the points right now. Looks like he might have another look at this 48, but don't look now, Joshua Banks. He's found his way into this battle just a little bit.
On board with the 35, Joshua Banks, the points leader coming into tonight. Halfway through this race, absolutely has capitalized. Got up to 11 spots gained. That's a lot to ask for when you qualify in the middle of this pack. We're starting in 17th on a different setup. When your motion rig or your full setup, your chassis, whatever you want to call it, doesn't seem familiar to you, you typically have an off week. He's on vacation and he's here. He's brought the goods.
He wants the title bad, that second one, you could tell, and he's trying to get it, but he's going to have some work to do to catch that 24 and kind of prevent him from gaining points. Still a long way to go in this race. Anything can happen, as we saw last week, but he's got work to do for sure. And then really the last guy who's avoided the Hornet's Nest eighth on back, or at least gotten away from the Hornet's Nest, is Ryan Carlisle. We saw how long that battle took with Reggie Ortega. He had a similar battle with the 6 of Elliott Butler, who's drifted back. But the 71, his pace has not been too bad as of late. There's not too many guys within a tenth of Bailey Turner right now. One of them's Jeff Wright, and one of the others is a 71 car right now. Great long run pace.
Definitely a long run pace for Ryan Carlisle. The 71 team is looking really good for a top 10 here tonight. He's got a pretty good gap in front, but an even better gap behind him to get away from that Hornet's Nest. The guy that's front and center. He is front row tickets right now. Is Reggie Ortega in the number 2. He has the 14 of Kenny Kibbe all over the back end.
Ortega, his pace has been kind of interesting. Fast, short run, really lost a lot of spots in the middle of this run, but as this run has progressed, that pace has also come back to him, and his times are also pretty good compared to a 24 right now. And it's just about getting cleaner air. He has a driver in front of him. He has dirty air, but it's not right on his nose, which is important, and he's still getting good effects of that draft. Similar thing for Kenny Kibbe. He is trying to work over this 2 over Ortega, got him loosened up on the left rear as Banks and Floyd had some contact for 5th up ahead. They kept it straight though, but you could see you can get that guy loosened up, but if you can't get under them, you're going to lose a lot of time letting them gather it back up. And these are the latest 2 that have avoided that Hornet's Nest. We talked about Elliott Butler. He's fading almost outside the top 10. You get a bonus feature. You get 10th and 11th in the mix as Butler slides back to 11th, quite literally, for Noah Mahalski to take that spot.
Man,
these guys are all over the place.
I've got to go on board with that car.
The 6 slid, the 33 slid almost halfway to the start finish line.
How many times?
I just can't. I don't know if this ends well. 48 and 44 just had contact, by the way, for the second spot actually. This is the Hornet's Nest, but it's getting pretty testy up at the front behind the leader. We're 3 by 3 nearly for about the 10th spot. They're pushing 4 wide.
There it is
33.
Again, not this time.
Klinger in the wall. Klinger's got right front damage from that hit. And 33 is struggling. Now, Travato's also got damage. They both hit the wall pretty hard. All this battling is Bailey Turner's about 4.5 seconds clear. It's stacking up for second because Philip Brewer is battling everyone hard. Bailey Turner, last time by, compared to the drivers in the top 3, he was almost half a second faster.
How in the world is AJ Travato still on this racetrack?
I don't know. He's had multiple slides like that. He and Chad Klinger probably aren't done. We've seen him go head-to-head before. I don't think that was anything malicious on either of them, as Austin Belke's really the first one to pit of anyone still in this race, which is everyone but Tim Chernowski. But yeah, now 0933 are having to nurse right front fender damage. And Bailey Turner has just been able to check out through all this battling.
4 full seconds for the 24. Jeff Wright has worked his way up to second spot. While we were going through that top 10, where did Jeff Wright come from?
I just was able to save the tires. We said it last week how bad his long run pace was, which really wasn't his style, as more pit stops. Caleb Weekly, Ray Massey, I believe Christopher Hodges as well, as will Wyatt Hayes. First start, I believe, for Wyatt Hayes in this series, by the way, newcomer to the series. But yeah, Jeff Wright, his long run pace has been good. It took a while to get the pass done on the 44. Philip Brewer has faded hard, and he's just trying to hang on for what he can before the pit stop. Oh yeah, 48's long run pace is good. Unfortunately, he's got a long way to go and a tall task at hand to catch that 24, and it's probably going to include a short pit.
44 and Philip Brewer are going to bring it in.
Elliot Butler in as well. This is going to be interesting as far as fuel. You would think these drivers could make it based on the fact they haven't pit yet. We went back green lap 24. We pit around lap 22, so you know, you kind of guess the fuel can go 40 to 45 laps. That would make it somewhat close for all these drivers, but I think we'll see everyone make it on fuel.
45 laps, that's going to be questionable. I think it's going to be a little bit closer, especially with after green flag pit stops. This is race day, green, Connor. We know it gets really spread out.
That's what everyone wants, is to get to the green flag pit stop, because it hasn't really spread out in the middle of the field. We get those pit stops, they'll spread out more as Angelo Horones comes down the pit lane. And, you know, those pit stops will definitely put everyone kind of on their own place. You see a lot of drivers not really pitting with anyone. Like we mentioned, that draft is important. You likely want to pit with someone. But yeah, right now, if we get those pit stops, you will see drivers all around the racetrack like you're used to seeing at Michigan, instead of how packed up it's been really from 5th to 15th this entire run.
Rose missed the pit box just slightly there. Turner will continue to stay out. Jeff Wright down low on the racetrack thought maybe this would be the time for the pit stop. Not this time around. Dakota Floyd in this mix as well for the top 3. The 6 of Elliot Butler looking to maintain
Ortega,
top 5 car.
Ortega's in, Hatchell's in. And Bailey Turner, the 48 has been a little faster than him, but not enough to really eat into that lead big time. I mean, Turner can kind of dictate this. The fall off, it has surprised me. It has been a bit more than I thought it would be. It's about 2 seconds of fall off right now. So, you know, I think the 24, with the advantage he has, he can afford to go long and just have the fresher tires. As I think Jeff Wright's low enough, he's got to be pitting this time. Here he comes. 24, he's just going to follow him in. So Turner's in, 48's in as well. That brought in a lot of drivers. Kibbe, JR Shepard, Mahalski, Chuck Sweeting.
That will hand the lead over to Dakota Floyd. Ryan Carlisle, 2/10 back.
Bryce Shoemaker still on track. He and J.R. Shepard had contact 20-plus laps ago. He's got a lot of right front damage he's having to deal with, and he's dropped out of contention since.
Very smooth entry there for the 57. Carlisle will take over the lead. AJ Servato still on the racetrack. Chad Klinger. These two cars with right front damage.
Right front damage, and their times are showing it. Before the 24 pit, he was still running 41.6s were his times, and they're about 0.6 of a second off that. So the right front damage definitely taking its toll on both of them. Carlisle's going to bring it in. Race leader's in. Should see even more. Oh, Carlisle sideways. Did he get at the pit speed? I think he did, just barely.
Barely. Barely.
His hopes to get a top 5, hanging on by a thread. Klinger, Stravato, Lakatos all followed him down. Should cycle things out.
You gotta watch that from a different angle.
It was close, that's for sure.
That's a handful.
And probably a lot of rear brake in it. Maybe not a lot, but I think you have to have some. It gets really tight entry, even with how loose the exits are. You gotta have some in it. He used all of it there. Really locked things up.
Ray Massey trying to lead his first lap. Not gonna look good though. 6 laps difference on the stint here.
Yeah, short pit, saw if he could get out of that hornet's nest, see what he can do in cleaner air. Not going to lead the lap, but it's going to cycle to second for the time being. And the 24 back out front got by the 44, Philip Brewer, pretty easily. And he's got about still maybe 3 seconds on Jeff Wright, who pit on the same lap as him. So I think Jeff actually did a pretty good job following him in and gaining time. Remember, that gap was about 4.5 seconds. It's down to about 3.3. So 48 did a great job, pit entry, pit exit. Gained as much as he could on 24, but he's going to have to gain a lot more under green to the end of this race with over 30 laps to do it.
Coming up on 3/4 of the way through this race, 69 laps in at Michigan. We're going to take a quick commercial break here on VSPEED. You're watching Saturday Night Racing League Chase Race number 3. We'll be back right after this.
Real quick, you both stop for real quick. Double check the steering wheel.
Gentlemen, start your engine.
Nice and smooth. Let's get it all done all day long. Got a good feeling about today, guys.
Donnie Kite's gonna get through it all and score his first career win in the Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series. What a finish! Too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
We knew it was just a matter of time when Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
GC Spider Motorsports takes home the 1-2-3 finish.
Drivers, start your printers.
To keep pace with the ever-changing landscape of marketing and advertising, let Clark Print Shop help you spot the trends and keep you in front of the pack with all your color printing needs. From business cards to invitations, menus to mugs, we can print anything you need on paper or your choice of over 3,000 promotional items. Visit www.clarkprintshop.com to browse our online catalog and place your order today, or call us at 276-889-3426. For a limited time, use the code iRacing for 23% off your first purchase. The staff at Clark Print Shop looks forward to handling all your color printing needs.
Introducing Tractor USA, the best way to buy and sell premium ag and construction equipment. Tractor USA was designed to be straightforward, simple, and affordable with zero commission and live auctions every week. Tractor USA auctions offer the finest selection of pre-owned tractors, combines, and other ag and construction equipment from across the United States and the world. Simply go to tractorusa.com to get started today.
Walking and Rolling Costumes started when my son Reese was born with cancer.
So when I was 3 years old, I got my first wheelchair.
And he wanted to be Wall-E for Halloween that year. And so I knew you couldn't buy a costume to go on a wheelchair at that time. So I knew I had to build one.
My dad ended up building a Wall-E costume out of a Dell computer box.
When we were all finished, he loved it. We took pictures of it and shared it on social media. So many people started sharing it that we started getting requests from people we didn't know.
In 2015, we decided to build them for other kids because people were asking, hey, can you build them for my kid?
So we started the nonprofit organization, Walking and Rolling Costumes, and we build costumes for kids all over the nation, free of charge to the families.
Welcome back here where it's a new race with just 25 laps to go. Under that, when we go back green, pit stops on that caution flag. I walked away, came back to an entirely new scenario. We'll go back and watch what happened to bring out this caution.
And we'll unpack the few strategies, different strategies we have after pitting under a yellow. John Sanu, Stravato, fresher tires, trying to squeeze to the outside of the 86, and there just wasn't room for it. The 86 kind of crowded them. 33 came a little bit down, and they met in the middle. 86 going to be out of this race. You see the 86 get loose. Stravato tries to go for a gap, trying to save time. Just slight contact, and nothing really Sanu could do at that point. That's going to take him out of the race, be the second retirement of this race next to Tim Shinosky. The only person who didn't want to see that, at least, well, you know, Bailey Turner didn't want to see it. There might be a lot of others who didn't want to see it because it got spread out. We weren't in that kind of hornet's nest scenario, and now we're going to definitely have that here. And now we have differing strategies, Bradley. Not only is Bailey Turner not the leader, he's not the first one on 4 tires either because Philip Brewer beat him out, but Dakota Floyd took 2 tires. He'll be outside front row, and Justin Ritchie is going to be the race leader. He did not pit under the yellow. He had about 4 or 5 green flag laps on his tires and decided to take the track position.
Well, I like it, but it's going to be interesting to see if this race goes green, how much Justin Ritchie can maintain. He's gained 22 spots with this call. I think he's going to ultimately end up in the top 10. It might level off to where he doesn't lose as much as he's gained. Time will tell.
I don't hate the gamble.
Yeah.
Where he was running just inside the top 20. That Hornets nest we were watching before, green flag stops, he was behind it. He just couldn't get through it. So he was out. He was 19th to 20th. So if he could just hang somewhere in front of there on this, it will be the final run of the race if it goes green. Big if. But if he can benefit from this, I don't hate it. Dakota Floyd's the one I'm interested about. 2 tires, with how sideways people have been off the corner with even left and right side tires. I worry about how that thing's going to handle.
It'll be interesting to say the least. Ritchie, the command car, into the restart zone we go. Another start here from Michigan.
Not a good restart for Floyd. Turner's going to be able to be on his rear bumper, though, to maybe shove him clear contact. They doored for a second. Here comes Jeff right to the inside, 3 wide.
See the opportunity, you gotta take it.
This is his chance to be in front of the 24 on this run, so he definitely is going to try to take advantage. Turner's going to go 3 wide.
Turner got a really good run off of turn 2. So much for staying in front of him. Now you have to pinch him into the corner.
The 48 tried to get clean air. He got loose. Side by side for the lead. Philip Brewer got to the outside of the 55. 3 wide for the lead. Here comes Floyd to the inside.
Floyd to the bottom. Brewer ultimately capitalizes on it for a moment across the line. 57 on 2 tires.
Making them work better than I thought they would. And Philip Brewer, I think he's going to get the run off of 2 to be able to make this work. Richie's going to fade back to the top 10, outside the top 10. And Jeff Wright, he's got the run trying to get the race lead away. But 2 tires going to go back to 3rd now.
And a little brief connection error there. Got it back, cleared up.
Floyd in the wall, hit it pretty good. 57 got a boot from the 2. They kept it straight. 24 doesn't benefit from any of that. .48 going for the lead live. Just see the 57 get almost into the wall there. I think Ortega had contact from behind. 48, 44, bobbing, weaving, trying to get clean air into the corner. Here comes a slide job, maybe. Nope, Wright drove it in deep. Got a piece of the apron, though. Side by side for the lead. Watch the run. Elliott Butler might get off the top side with these 2 side by side, but Brewer's going to get the spot still. Oh, big block there. Butler just put the 24 on the apron for 3rd.
He's going to... Oh, I thought he was going to door him there, trying to make the pinch.
This ain't going to end well. Nope, none of this is going to end well. I can tell you that right now. And this is Philip.
20 to go.
This is Philip Brewer driving for his life. If he wants any chance to win this championship, he needs to win this race, and he knows it with how hard he's battling. Dakota Floyd, same thing. That's why I went for 2 tires, trying to get a spot back. 3 wide for 3rd.
And that send to the inside of 3 and 4.
Oh, they're bouncing off each other. Car in the grass. It's Caleb Weekly. They're going to keep it straight. Still 3 wide for 3rd at the front as Weekly saved it. This is no Turner in the wall. That was a big piece of it. Ortega's going to go with him, give him a boot. 24 will appreciate that a lot. This is the furthest back he's really been all race. Literally, for the battling for 4th, the furthest back he's been.
Well, that run got shorter. We were talking about a 45 lap stint. Let's go ahead and shorten that down to about 30 laps.
And you can see how crazy it gets, and it could end up being shorter. These drivers are still going to have at least 1 more set of tires at their disposal, if not 2. Just trying to remember top of my head. Yeah, they'll have 2 more sets, so strategy's still in play. Philip is driving his heart out right now. Here comes Jeff. Big run inside. 44 tried to shut the door, couldn't do it.
Jeff Wright's going to lead this time by.
Watch how deep both these guys driving in the corner. The run Butler got brought him all the way back to that battle. He's trying to run that 3rd line, try to get clean air on his nose while also fending off the 24. And Jeff Wright can get to the inside. He's much better on the bottom of 3 and 4 than he is bottom 1 and 2. He just cannot maintain it down there in 1 and 2. And if he doesn't get this lead, someone else is going to have to pass him to try to get the lead. And now Elliott Butler's going to go for it. Oh, he tried to slide up in front of him. Had to lift out of the gas. Almost got into the 48. Turner's going to try to get 2 for 1. We're going to see a lot of this in the final laps. 6 dove it. He thought he could clear the 48 and had to lift out of it last second not to wreck him. Reggie Ortega's in this fight all of a sudden. 6 up the track, sideways. Who does Ortega go with? He's going to go with the 6. This is just, in the wall, a little contact. Not what Bailey Turner wants to see. All these drivers pushing on the outside, it is hurting his lap time and not really giving him a chance to fight for the lead.
Only that, he's not allowed to run his line. So every time the 2 of Ortega, the 57, the 8, whoever bumps that guy on the outside to keep him into the entry at 3 and 4, the 24 just wants Look how much of a run he's going to get here. Caution's out.
Stephen Davis, Justin Ritchie.
And the 55, who stayed out, fell all the way back to 31st.
Davis had
Third
contact.
caution of the day.
I think the move's still 4 tires, but Dakota Floyd was still top 5, and you saw it late, but it looks like maybe the 60 came up on the 55, or 55 came down. Ooh, 55 was in the wall, and the 60 just put him in the wall. That was, Ritchie probably looked like he hit the wall and was slow, but there's not much he could do there.
He pulled it off there. I don't know if he actually hit it, but he did pull it away from it. And then
Man, Belke Austin Belke just got around that. You might see more 2 tires with how good the 57 held up there. Yeah, I don't. 55, I'm not sure what else he could do. Woo-hoo, that was close. Now, if that wasn't crazy enough, that restart, you're going to get that dialed to even maybe 2 times bigger. It's not what Philip Brewer, I don't think, wanted to see. His pace was looking good. He was fending off the 48 well. And now it comes down to another pit stop. But that number 1 stall is what got him ahead of Bailey Turner. And maybe he'll pay dividends again.
Hunter with 15 to go. I'm taking 2. I saw how well it worked. I'm going to do it. I'm going to try it.
I think, Dakota Floyd, I think, has to take 4, but we'll see if Brewer has to take 2 to defend. I would not be surprised if Joshua Banks takes 2. I think Seth Hatchell has taken 2. It's like Jeff Wright. Looks like everyone's really taking 4, though. Seth Hatchell, the only one to gamble on this one. Brewer gets the spot over Jeff Wright, but Seth Hatchell is going to be the one to take the risk.
I like it.
A little surprised there weren't more people who took 2 tires there. The 57 was still very much in the hunt.
For Hatchell, it's been a struggle, though, today. And I think for the 8 car outside of the top 10 for a lot of this day, this is what you need.
I mean, clean air was about the only thing he could hope to get out of this. This latest run was actually probably the best he had ran. He had gotten himself up into the 7th position on that run before the yellow. That's definitely the best he had been running. So if once again, he's another one of those guys, kind of 30 points back. He's 30 points back of the lead of the points, which was Joshua Banks. If he wants a chance to fight for this title going into the last 2 races after this, he's another one who probably needs to win this race and then have good runs, maybe even win another race. So for him, this is the gamble to get him back in the championship for sure.
$14 laps to go when we go back green. Watching the 99 and Brandon Wallace come back onto the racetrack. Back on the lead lap. John Sanu, the only DNF of the night. 33 cars started this race. 32 of them still left out on the track. Seth Hatchell, Brewer, Jeff Wright. Race recap on the top of your screen with 3 cautions, 12 lead changes in chase race number 3. Seth Hatchell with an upset here if he can get it done. 2 tires on that last stop. It worked well for Dakota Floyd, but now it's closing time. Philip Brewer, Jeff Wright going to try to take the spot away. Connor, what's your opinion here?
I just, it's going to be tough for Hatchell to pull this off, to go this long, to keep the lead on 2 tires. It's going to be 14 laps to the end. Once again, I don't think we go green from here, but it is going to be tough for him for sure. I like where the 48 is here. If he could push that 8 clear and maybe get to the inside of the 8, have a run for the lead. I think Bailey Turner's in a good spot here too, though, because he's going to be able to have the outside line and be able to get by these guys on that outside. So this actually works in Turner's favor, I think.
This could work out any number of ways. We've been surprised before on VSPEED. Let's see if the fireworks continue. Seth Hatchell, the command car. Green flag back underway. 14 laps left. $27 laps, or 27 miles to go. Jeff Wright already taking a stab at the lead.
Oh, he got arrow tight, though. The 8 shut the bottom off, but he's going to get second out of it, and Turner did not get a good restart. He's going to have to be side by side with Elliott Butler. Here comes the 44, going to push the 8 clear. He wants second spot.
The 8 knows the 44 is fast, but the 48 is going to get the run on the inside and will clear Seth Hatchell.
Big move to be able to make. Put some distance between those other guys with 4 tires.
We talked about it. Jeff Wright needs a win. Hatchell going to dive to the inside with a runoff of 4.
Crash at the back. Matt Shinosky and Stefan Davis are in the grass. That might not end up being a yellow. 48's going to keep the lead out of it. 44 is going to get the second.
There's contact there with Stefan Davis. We're backing up one more time.
There's contact there. It's going to be more? Not yet. Oh, yeah, there's another one. 60 kind of comes up. 31 was maybe lower than the 60 thought he should be. Tried to take that space sideways. Angelo Horonis made just a great save in the middle, coming across the start-finish line back there. He kept it straight. But it's Brewer and Wright ahead of the rest of the field right now. Bailey Turner just squeezed his way to third. Oh, 44 got the wall big time. Lost a lot of momentum. Another crash at the background. Stefan Davis and Matt Shinosky have crashed again. And that one, I don't know. That might have been intentional. There was no yellow for it somehow. And now there's going to be another crash. Nope, Rob Hamp. They saved it. So we're still green. Hamp with damage. There's all sorts of things kicking off.
Good to go. Let's see. A dive to the inside.
31 came up. I'm not sure what the point of that was. And it somehow wasn't the yellow. Angry? Possibly. If that was intentional, he made it look good. Oh, another car spinning to the apron. It's I think Noah Mahalski, and the yellow came out for that one. Mahalski spins. That brings out the caution.
All right.
And Elliott Butler got the third.
Run it back past me here. We had Rob Hamp.
Hits the wall down into JR. That's JR Shepard. He's in the chase. He's got maybe some right side damage out of that. They kept it straight there. The 6 of Elliott Butler got the third. Huge move because of the yellow coming out. Puts him in that spot. And I'm surprised this was a yellow and the other one wasn't. I guess they were at the back of the field. We'll see what happens here. Hatchell bounce off the wall. Remember, he's on 2 tires. Oh, and Reggie Ortega, I think he's trying to push the 0-3, and he just misjudges it and spins him. And that's a yellow, and the other one wasn't. Interesting. iRacing, logic at its best there. Right here, I don't know if he's trying to push a 0-3 or go 3 wide, but he kind of hit him on the right rear bumper, and it was just not a square hit, and it just sent the 0-3 sliding. Now do you take your final set of tires here? I'm not sure you do. The 40, oh boy. Jeff Wright's gonna come down the pit, and almost everyone else is not gonna follow him. That is exactly what Bailey Turner loves to see. That puts him on the front row. There were not a lot of takers there. Elliott Butler also came down the pit. You know, everyone's watching the 48. A lot of people are thinking, I do what he doesn't. I do what he doesn't. He's pitting. Oh, I'm coming. I'm staying. Nope, I'm staying. Butler in. Hatchell's going to take 4. Chad Klinger's in.
A lot of cars that stayed out.
Yeah, and pretty much everyone who's still in this race is on the lead lap. Like, we still have 29 lead lap cars. So this is... I just don't know if that's going to be the move. I don't think Jeff Wright gets back to the lead for sure. And I'm not sure Elliott Butler gets back to third. And we're restarting 7 laps to go. I think the person who didn't want to see that play out that way was Philip Brewer, because he was in a good spot, maybe not the win, but he was at least, he had some cars to Bailey Turner, maybe, possibly. Now he's got the 24 all over him. It's going to be a wild restart. I believe Jeff Wright's going to restart 17th.
How many times have we seen Philip Brewer in this exact scenario, though?
A lot of guys at the front. Brewer, Dakota Floyd, Ray Massey from time to time as well this season. Kenny Kibbe's back there in 7th. J.R. Shepard in 8th. There's a lot of guys who have been oh so close. Not only maybe for some guys this season like the 98 and 14, but just looking for that first win like the 57 and 44. So close yet so far. 44 takes the bottom.
Seven left here when we go green. Race recap on the top of your screen. 4th caution coming. And multiple incidents prior to that. 14 lead changes. The 14th of those coming from Philip Brewer after Jeff Wright peeled it down pit road, who is only followed by about 8 cars.
Before our second yellow, it was probably about maybe 4 lead changes, because this was no doubt Bailey Turner's race. But how this package works, how the cars work here, it's put him in a spot where he's going to have to battle hard. And we saw how hard before halfway Philip Brewer battled Bailey Turner. You can imagine how hard he's going to work to try to keep him behind him. But he's got to worry about a number of others besides the 24. Has a good restart for the 24. He might have a look to his outside. 44 is going to block. 24 to be inside. Here we go.
And a little door contact into 1 and 2. 57 looks inside. Dakota Floyd.
Here comes Ortega. Big run. He's going to push the 44 clear. Not what Turner needs. .24 tried to get... Oh, 24 got the air shut off from his front bumper. Brewer, did he drive exit too hard? No, that was a perfect corner for him and not what Turner needs.
6 left.
Look at Jeff Wright. Look at the spots he's already gained. He's already almost into the top 10.
Dropping that inside, looking like a rocket ship, but will he get back in time for a win? I don't think there's enough time.
Oh, he's wheeling it, but he didn't get to the outside. Contact 3 wide for third. Here comes Joshua Banks for third. All the way to the apron. Where'd he come from?
Vacation land for the 35.
I had to lift really a lot on the exit. Good corner in the middle for Ortega. He's going to have a run for the race lead here. Crash out of turn number 4. Chad Klinger, Elliott Butler. They're all in the wall. The caution comes out right as Philip Brewer was about to lose the lead. It's a huge crash off of turn 4. Elliott Butler, title hopes look to be over. Not sure where to see. Oh, it's Hampton Butler that make the first contact in it. Oh, Seth Hatchell was in it. Number of guys who have pit on that yellow.
Shanoski got a piece of that.
Not a good night for the Shanoskis. I couldn't see what happened, but it looked like Hampton Butler just came together. Oh, there's nowhere for the 84 to go right there. Wyatt Hayes. Six is coming up, 18's coming down, and it's just They kind of collided into each other, and Chad Klinger nowhere to go. Keith Shoemaker, Hayes nowhere to go. Yeah, I mean, they're just going for the same piece of real estate. Hatchell and Ben Laughter made contact. Couldn't see. I think J.R. Shepard was in that.
There's a whole other deal after that, too.
Yeah, I think someone... No, it was not J.R. Shepard who got clipped. I think the other car was maybe...
Hatchell?
Shoemaker, maybe? Yeah, Shoemaker. But this was kind of a product of that incident because Ben Laughter went down the track to try to avoid it all and kind of clipped the 8. Wow, this is... What a wild finish this has been. You got to see how close the battle for the lead was when the yellow came out, too. I mean, that was close. Ortega almost had it. Right there, they just... 6 came up, 8 came down. Then here, Laughter's down the track trying to avoid it, and then kind of doored the 8 into a 54 and set that kind of second incident off unintentionally.
All right.
Just look how close it is for the lead here. I mean, you're going to see him... We know when the wreck happens. I mean, Ortega... First off, big move by the 35. Did not really work out. He's still in 5th, but Ortega just has this great run off the corner, and he's almost certainly going to look for the lead into turn 1. The wreck happens in the background, and the yellow's so close to coming out late enough to where the 2 gets the lead. You see Brewer, I think, knew they were wrecking and tried to door the 2, and just in time before that yellow comes out, Philip Brewer's still in the lead. What a difference that could make.
Watch the light.
Oh my gosh,
right
it is so close. Wow. Oh, I can't believe that. Now imagine if it was the finish. It's Ortega getting the victory. Saved by the light for the 44. And you know what? This puts us in a tight scenario because it's going to be 2 laps to the finish, but it won't be a green-white checker as Philip Brewer takes the top of the racetrack this time.
It'll be a natural green-white checkered. How about that?
You know, fresh tires didn't look the worst there. I mean, 48 was making some moves, I suppose, but he's only going to be in about... He's in 7th, honestly. That's more than I thought he would get. And he was up there before they wrecked. So, I mean, if he gets another good restart, has some room to maneuver, we'll see.
If he can get 2 or 3 spots here, we get another caution.
That's his best case scenario, I think. He wants to get maybe a spot here and there, another yellow spot here and there, and then if you get to that second green-white checkered, it's likely he's on one of the front 2 rows. If he can get to one of those front 2 rows, it's going to be tough to hold him back on those fresher tires.
It's not that I want that caution to come out. I would love to see this race play out. Reggie Ortega looking at a possible victory in the 2 cars. So is Philip Brewer. Dakota Floyd looking for his first win in Saturday Night Racing League history. Then you have that car lurking back and forth who's been dominant all day long. Bailey Turner has been thrown around tonight, trying to take away the points lead. You also have Joshua Banks. How about J.R. Shepard in the recovery? Got some damage earlier there, running in 5th spot, but Joshua Banks trying to maintain this points lead coming into tonight on vacation. Green flag is out. Excellent jump for the 44.
Well, 57 definitely jumped that, just slammed the back of the 44, but got him ahead.
No restart violations for this one.
Big move inside. 48's got a hold of the middle. He's going to go for it. 35 shut the door on him, got sideways, little bit of contact. This is perfect for Philip Brewer, but it's not because Ben Laughter is going to spin in the background, and we're going to have another restart. Him and Caleb Weekly. That wasn't what Jeff Wright wanted. He actually lost a spot in that process.
After a little bit lower, I think, through that corner. Did have a car to the outside. We'll watch it back one more time from the blink out. I think he's a little bit lower than he needs to be here.
Probably lower than what Weekly anticipated. A lot of room to the 60. Yeah, and then the 13 comes up, either expecting to have that room or maybe tried to get in behind the 64, and they just made contact. It's going to put Dakota Floyd in second for this restart, so they can't do that same restart. Yeah, 64 is coming down. He wasn't too much lower than the 71, but I think definitely a case where 13 anticipated him being higher. 64 was probably lower than what he maybe could have been, and they just came together. And we'll see what type of restart we get with both of them on the front row, because that was a really interesting restart with how early the 57 seemed to go. Because, yeah, I don't expect anyone to pit here.
No, nobody
guys
pulled us.
back.
Come on.
No. Yeah, that's not working this time. You gotta do it just for show. Got guys at the back with damage who are just gonna repair some. Puts Banks on the outside in 6th. That puts Turner on the outside in 4th. That's kind of what happens on these restarts at a track like this. If you get these quick yellows, usually the leader stays the same, and then everyone else, the first 2-3 rows, kind of shift from outside line to inside line, stuff like that. That's what happened there. And being on the inside, 48 just didn't have anywhere to go, and he went back to 8th, but that could be good for him now that he's on the outside line.
We're going to bring up your race leader now. It's Philip Brewer in the 44. It was almost there. You had the perfect scenario behind you, Philip. They were racing 3 wide. You were setting sail. Caution comes out. Now one more restart.
Yep. I just want to get this freaking race finished. Me and Dakota had it planned up. He gave me a good launch there, and I thought I had it. But, I mean, I guess we'll see. I mean, Jeff lost a spot on fresh tires. I mean, if I can get out of it, be clear out of turn 2, and I don't got Bailey anywhere on my bumper, I'm confident that I can win this race.
It would be a long time coming. You have wins in the Challenger Series. You got a championship here in Saturday Night Racing League, but a win here in the Premier Series would mean a lot.
Oh, it really would. It's been a long time coming. I mean, I didn't really think I'd have this much speed this year, and I just kind of found it. But between dumb strategy and not being nearly as good on pit road as Jeff and Bailey, AJ, all them guys, it just hasn't worked out yet. So,
well, there's a high likelihood we'll talk to you post-race. See if the Grippos 44 can get it to victory lane. Chase race 3. Good luck.
Thank you.
Man car here for this restart. Philip Brewer in the 44. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we've used one green-white checker. This is our second.
This is our first. The first one was a natural one.
Ah, that's right. That's right.
So we still got maybe, we hope not to have all 3 attempts. This will be the first official one. And, yeah, we saw on the last restart, Dakota Floyd kind of just slammed Philip Brewer right when the 44 got into the restart zone. And it just, that kind of let Philip Brewer get away. Now, they can't do that this time. They could time it so they maybe both get away from Ortega and Turner, but I'm not going to be able to pull that off again. And we'll see if Jeff Wright can do anything this time. Being on the inside, even with fresh tires, kind of pins you, restricts you from running the lines you probably can to get some spots. He'll be on the outside, have a lot more options this time.
Well, the inside's where I want to be into turn 1, but I probably want to be on a higher lane going into 3 and 4. Hopefully the restart works out for this 44. Setting back up. First green-white checkered attempt. We still have 2 more after this. Overtime at Michigan.
And good jump. They both got away clear. 1-2. All right, tried to go inside. Now he's going to squeeze to the middle. Banks tried to shut it off. They couldn't do it. That was almost catastrophe.
Right here off of 2.
Side by side for third. Ortega and the contact. Horonis in the 48 had a contact there. 33 and Kenny Kibbe had contact. Turner gets the third. Whoa, Jeff Wright dove to the bottom, put the 35 off the bottom, but good corner. Not good enough for the 44. 57's going to have momentum.
White flag in the air one more time. 2 miles left.
Big run. What does he do? He stayed in line. Turner's going to have to make a big move to the inside to pass 2 cars in 1 lap. Here we go.
That was a send.
57. Oh, he turns him. Crash. No, they save it, but Turner, he's got enough of a run. He could get the 44 still. It's Brewer and Turner for the win.
And a block here off the
Oh,
corner.
he hit
Contact.
him. Drag race to the line. Who's going to get it?
He held him off. Philip Brewer becomes victorious finally in the Premier Series of Saturday Night Racing League.
Oh, that's got to feel good. Hold off one of the best. What a switch up that makes in the points.
And Joshua Banks gets third.
He got third out of that. Kind of heartbreak for Floyd. Just they ran out of room, but
I think Floyd lifted there on the backstretch and just gave him.
well,
what
it
he-
felt like in the 1 there was definite. He could have made the move in the 1. He chose to stay behind him. That gave Turner a chance to clear him, and they just made contact. But what a flip up in the points that's going to create.
I think every car hit this car on the way to the front stretch.
64th start in this series, which is, I believe, top 20. About 21st all time in starts. And he's got number 1 on the win column, finally. Chaotic. Jeff Rick got the 5th through all that. Oh.
This race interviews with your top 3, those final race results coming up right after this. You're watching the Saturday Night Racing League presented by M&J Distributors. Philip Brewer with his first victory in the Cup Series. More coverage post-race right after this.
Donnie Kite's gonna get through it all and score his first career win in the Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series. What a finish!
Too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
We knew it was just a matter of time when Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
Juicy Spider Motorsports takes home the 1, 2, 3 finish.
Drivers, start your printers.
To keep pace with the ever-changing landscape of marketing and advertising, let Clark Print Shop help you spot the trends and keep you in front of the pack with all your color printing needs. From business cards to invitations, menus to mugs, we can print anything you need on paper or your choice of over 3,000 promotional items. Visit www.clarkprintshop.com to browse our online catalog and place your order today, or call us at 276-889-3426. For a limited time, use the code iRacing for 23% off your first purchase. The staff at Clark Print Shop looks forward to handling all your color printing needs.
Introducing Tractor USA. The best way to buy and sell premium ag and construction equipment. Tractor USA was designed to be straightforward, simple, and affordable with zero commission and live auctions every week. Tractor USA auctions offer the finest selection of pre-owned tractors, combines, and other ag and construction equipment from across the United States and the world. Simply go to tractorusa.com to get started today.
Walking and rolling costumes started when my son Reese was born with cancer.
So when I was 3 years old, I got my first wheelchair.
And he wanted to be Wall-E for Halloween that year. And so I knew you couldn't buy a costume to go on a wheelchair at that time. So I knew I had to build one.
My dad ended up building a Wall-E costume out of a Dell computer box.
When we were all finished, he loved it. We took pictures of it and shared it on social media. So many people started sharing it that we started getting requests from people we didn't know.
In 2015, we decided to build them for other kids because people were asking, hey, can you build them for my kid?
So we started the nonprofit organization, Walking and Rolling Costumes, and we build costumes for kids all over the nation, free of charge to the families.
Well, that's not quite right. That's where we're going next week. So let's go post race here at Michigan. Let's find the right caption. Philip Brewer with his first victory in Saturday Night Racing League's Cup Series history. Jeff Wright races his way back up to 5th. Bailey Turner finishes 2nd. Probably the fastest car on the racetrack. Joshua Beggs. Everything could go wrong tonight for the 35. Happy vacation to the 35 team. Final race results up on your screen. 16 lead changes, 6 cautions. It was very eventful, to say the least here, Connor.
Yeah, I mean, the first really had 1 yellow in about 67 laps or something like that, and then it just, all chaos broke loose. We had about 5 in the last 30 laps. Philip Brewer kind of stole a victory a little bit, but he was top 3 really this whole race. We knew if something happened to stack the field back up, he'd be right there, and he took advantage of it. Held off Bailey Turner. Turner gave him everything he could, even got the bumper, but just couldn't quite get to the line first. Brewer, Turner, then Joshua Banks fights the third. Don't have the points yet, but we believe he should still be the points leader by a point over, or by 4 points over Bailey Turner. And we'll talk to those 3 in just a little bit. Reggie Ortega gets a good top 5 finish, as does Jeff Wright. Although Ortega will be happy about the top 5, Jeff Wright will be thinking what could have been. He pit from the lead for tires. He did not get back there, and a lot of points lost. He's likely going to need back-to-back wins to get his 3rd championship. Dakota Floyd, him, Ortega, Turner all had contact off of 2. He fell to 6th out of turn 4. J.R. Shepard, a good 7th place finish for him. Not quite what he wanted, most likely. And how about Christopher Hodges? We didn't talk about him a lot today as well. Banks gained 14 spots. Chris Hodges up 8 spots. 10 spots. He gets to 8th. Good finish for him. AJ Stravato, he had a struggle today. He's up 12 spots to 9th. And Kenny Kibb, he started 3rd, but he just never really stayed at the front. He ends up 10th.
Biggest mover award going to go to Joshua Banks from Clark Print Shop. It's going to go back to our top 20 with Chuck Sweeting finishing in 11th. Ray Massey, 12th spot. Caleb Weekly, even after that contact, ends up 13th. Ryan Carwile in 14th. You have Angelo Horonis, Ben Laughter in 16th.
And a tie.
Yeah, that was very, very close there. We got Ben Laughter here in 16th position with Brandon Wallace, and then Project Vac Glavick, Bryce Shoemaker, Case of the Cottis. But you're talking about this tie. Do we need to go back and watch something on a replay here?
I don't know. It was just dead even at the line. Looked like clean racing to me, but it's, having a tie for any position is pretty crazy. Surprisingly, it was clean. Good finishes for Wallace and Vaclavic, too. They started far back, as you can see, as well.
Final results here with Justin Ritchie, Keith Shoemaker, Rob Hamp. You have Tim Shinosky. And these cars from Tim Shinosky down did not finish well here tonight. Problems there for Noah Mahalski. Elliot Butler ends up 26th. Austin Belkey, Chad Klinger, Seth Hatchell. That's another name that stands out here in this finish.
Elliott Butler, Seth Hatchell, those are definitely the big names there. Elliott Butler just needed to finish well, stay in the hunt. He came in tonight, remember, only 3 back. This is really going to hurt his hopes of a championship, and it's effectively going to end Hatchell's chances with a 29th tonight. Chad Klinger, 28th. And then Wyatt Hayes, his debut in this series, unfortunately ended up 30th, but big hit for the Butler and Hatchell machines, and Stefan Davis, Matt Stranowski. Still don't know what was really going on with those two. We'll look at that next week, I'm sure. We'll see if it happens again, but they end up at the back, and John Sanu was the first or second caution of the race. He was the first one to exit the race for good, 33rd.
But now it's time to pull up your race winner, and it's the 44. Finally to victory lane. We talked to you there during the caution. We mentioned the restart there with a natural green-white checkered. It was looking beautiful. You had that bump there from Dakota Floyd. You guys had timed it up and communicated really well. And then you have another attempt at it. Everything could go wrong on this one. You didn't want the 24 in your mirror. I'm pretty sure if you had to charge per square inch, Bailey Turner would have been billed $1,000 for that mirror. It was full.
It sure was. First of all, I got to say thanks to Dakota, because he was giving me great restarts, and then we came to the one on the final lap, and he lifted. So I definitely owe him one now. But yeah, Bailey was freaking fast. I had nothing for him all day, and I knew if he got to me, I was getting something. And he tried, but he kept it respectful. I mean, that was within stock car racing rules right there. So I just can't believe I won. Quite honestly, after last week, I was so damn frustrated that I thought season's a wash. Get ready for next year, but here we are.
When you go back to the beginning of this race, like you mentioned, where you were fast, you were competing in the short run, and then the race kind of spread out. Then we have a caution around lap 30, puts you back into a scenario where the track's rubbered up. Now you get to see what you really have. There's no stage racing in here. There's no resets. There's no guarantees. But every time it seemed like you had learned something from the previous runs, you started to figure out what you really had here and what it was going to take to win.
Yeah, I was kind of watching what Bailey was doing, and then once he got far enough out, then I could just run his line and not really worry about dirty air. But I mean, I felt like my short run speed was good the whole race. I mean, really, I felt like I was bipolar. I mean, I get pulled, then I lose the lead, then a caution comes out. Then I can't keep up in the long run, and then another caution comes out. I get the lead, I lose the lead, I get the lead, I lose the lead, and then just a bunch of cautions. So, I mean, I feel like it's the first time in a while that strategies worked out, cautions have worked out for me, just having the pure short run speed. So, I mean, I guess it was just one of those days.
I want to take you back to those moments in this final few restarts and the final moments of this race. The caution came out there just as Reggie Ortega got to your inside off of turn 4. It was when a couple thousandths of a second, you still got to be the command car.
Yeah, I heard, I don't know who it was Bryce or Rob or somebody said something about wrecking, and I knew he had that run coming, so I just kind of went down there and doored him, and I couldn't believe I kept the lead right there. I think that was just a little bit of luck.
It was a little touch. It was graceful and all, as you put it, within the rules of stock car racing. But what is going down in the history of stock car racing in this virtual realm is Philip Brewer in victory lane, Saturday Night Racing League. You got a championship in the Challenger Series. You're looking to win a championship here in the Cup Series. Anybody want to shout out, Philip, on race 3 of the chase?
Well, again, shout out to Dakota. He's a G for the way he raced me there at the end. Shout out to everybody up front, really. I mean, it was pretty clean racing. It was fun. Got aggressive. Thanks to all my FireStorm teammates. I always have fun racing with them. Put in a lot of practice together. Thanks to you guys up at the booth. I always like watching these back, especially you, Bradley. I love running the Scrippo's paint scheme. It hasn't got old yet, so. And then thanks to all the sponsors that make this league run.
Oh, we're looking to get that paint revamped here as soon as we can. I've been working on it, man. That's a tough logo to work with. If you can get me anything else, that would be great. But Philip, again, thank you for coming to talk to us. we look forward to short track racing at Bristol in just a week's time.
Hell yeah. See ya.
Philip Brewer victorious, first time this season, first time in any season of the Cup Series, and we'll go on to next week. Big catapult here in the points for the 44. That brings us down to pit road, where Bailey Turner, the class of the field here tonight, Connor Horn has caught up with him.
And I got one end of the spectrum, Philip Brewer, ecstatic about the victory. Bailey Turner is going to be thinking, why couldn't they go green? And 57 laps led. I mean, what that doesn't even tell the whole story. What tells the whole story was the 5-second lead you had before green flag stops Bailey. I know you got to be frustrated with how that one ended. On that final green white checkered we got, what else do you think you could have done to get him? It seemed like you tried everything.
Yeah, I just felt like it was in a tough spot there. I know the 57 and 44 were working together, and then you had all the other teammates lined up with Jeff and Reggie, and earlier in the prior restarts, you had Elliott working with them, and they were all working well together. And I struggled on the restarts for whatever reason. I think I put myself in too many bad spots where I was so comfortable hooking that line in 3 and 4 to save tire that was my automatic go-to, and it doesn't fire off well enough. You just get too loose. And yeah, I just got myself in a few bad spots there that I look back on, and it was pretty frustrating. But like you said, man, I 5-second lead, felt really great. Was just gonna, manage my run the rest of the race, not kill the tires, and I really felt like we were just gonna cruise to a victory there and kind of go after that points lead. And unfortunately, unfortunately, it was my teammates that I think caused the wrecks prior to that, and just that one hurts a little bit. So Josh recovered really well with his driving on a laptop and everything. So, hell of a drive from him, just, frustrating the result. And so.
And we talked about kind of a teammate game, 57-44. You had the 48-6. 2 were up there as well. You had the 29 for a little bit. Really no one else could get up there. Was it really just a numbers game at the end of the day as well as the restart game with teammates? We saw that play a factor on a few of those as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what, ultimately did me in, was that having to use my tires up, having to battle with Elliott and some of those guys. And, real frustrated. Like you said, I think that's one of them got away. Michigan, I can think back. I was going back and watching old broadcasts this morning because I was bored. And, we had another one stolen from us at Michigan a season or 2 ago. And, I feel like I show up here and I expect to win. And, having one taken away like that off of a bunch of, restarts and wrecks, sucks. And also, probably, I don't want to say puts a nail in the coffin on the championship hopes, but I mean, you look at somebody like Josh, he's just so good at short tracks and the mile and a half. So it's definitely an uphill climb. And, Philip kind of coming back into the play and Jeff climbing the points. It's not over, but it's going to be a tough battle here to the end.
Yeah, I believe we'll say slow your roll on it being over. It's been a wild ride. You've gotten, I believe, third, second in 3 races, and you were 4 back at Dega. You were 5 back after Miami, and now unofficially you're 4 back again of Banks going into these final 2 races. Brewer sits 15 back, 11 back of you, and then it's another 10 points from Brewer to right. So you're still right in this mix, and this was definitely your best run of the season, and probably didn't get the win you most likely deserved. What's it going to come down to at Bristol and Kansas? Do you think you have the pace to get a leg up on the 35 at either of those?
Yeah, I mean it'll be tough. I think this car suits Josh so well. I mean, we were just chatting in the waiting room prior to this, and I said if it was the next gen at Bristol, I'd be supremely confident. But going there in the Xfinity car, I just haven't touched the track so long in that car that it's going to take a little bit of practice, and I'll probably have to put a little time in this week. So, that's the plan. Let's try to finish it out, and then see what we have left at Kansas. And we're not, like you said, it's not over, but it's definitely an uphill climb for sure.
Was looking like win number 17 in your career. Not quite the case, but we'll see if you can get 17 or 18 in the next 2 weeks. Bailey, anyone else you want to thank or shout out?
Yeah, just all the teammates over there at Sad Boys, AJ, Josh, Angelo. I mean, I feel so bad for Angelo. I mean, he's been busting his ass to finish in the top 5 each week, puts himself in position, and unfortunately gets spun or taken out at the end of these races off some late race restarts because we can't stop wrecking, and just unfortunate. He's due for one, so hopefully hopefully he can pull that off before the end of the year.
Your last over 3 races, your average has probably been about 2.3. You got to think that win's coming. It could change your title hopes. We'll have to wait and see next 2 weeks. Bailey, tough one, but thanks for talking to us. We'll see you in Bristol.
Appreciate it.
It is crazy how different this chase could look if Turner got at one of those. Dega's Dega, Bradley, but right there last week, almost could have won that race, maybe. Obviously, Cabot was a dominant car, but Banks gets to flip, probably flips 15 points there, and then Turner probably going to win this one if it goes green. Loses, gets second. That's about 25, 30 points to 24. Has either combined lost or gained. This chase could look a lot different, but he's right there.
And ultimately, that's what we live for, though. Up here in the broadcast booth, we want to see things get dramatic up until the end. We got to justify our existence here, Connor. And justifying his existence, justify all of it. You put this car in 3rd place. Joshua, I know the mic quality is not going to be the best. I know it's not going to be the greatest setup. We're not going to be in this Banks of the iRacer cockpit. But tell us how it felt to race on a 15-inch screen on vacation on ancient technology tonight.
Dude, it was like old times back in the day, just with better knowledge of how to drive the car for the most part. It was fun though, dude. Racing the routes to where I started out at and using the old wheel I used to race, and definitely something I wasn't expecting to finish top 3, top 5 in. Definitely wasn't that speed of a car. It was able to do that short run, but long run wasn't there. But it's hard to do that long run when the pedals aren't the greatest thing and you're having to relearn how to drive with those things. So it was fun though. I'll have to give it that. It was fun. It was tough, but fun.
Well, I feel like the hotel TV in the background makes it even better. I can hear it. I got to let you know, I can hear it. So you've got spectators for this one, and that's the environment. You can't control it. You're in a room with everyone else, and anything goes wrong. If there's a fire in the hotel, the internet goes down. There's 1,001 things. People running down the hallway. How do you stay locked in for something like this?
It's nerve-wracking, but you just got to go in and put each lap down like it was like you're back in your own rig. So just do the best you can, and know that you got a big picture ahead of you. And we're in this championship hunt, so we got to lock in and do the best we can. And somehow we accomplished that and finished good. I was hoping we'd finish top 10 at least, but to finish top 3 is huge for sure.
All I got to say is that you have one hell of a wife to let you come out here and do this while you're on vacation. I would have been kicked off by now. So I'm going to keep this brief with you. I'm going to say thank you to her and to anybody that helped you put this out there. You can shout out the rest.
Well, shout out to you guys in the booth and all you do. And yeah, of course, shout out to my wife. I mean, she at first was like saying, why you don't need to do a race, it's vacation, spend time with family. But I was like, we're locking in. We're going for the championship. So I'm going to do.
They're sleeping right now, aren't they?
Yeah, everybody's sleeping.
I can hear how quiet you're being.
Yeah. So we're shout out to her for letting me race. She does a lot for our family, our kids, and for her to just say, okay, you can go race. Obviously it's big. So shout out to her, and it's big for me. And this is a passion of mine to race, and I know I can't make it in the big time or anything, but to do it virtually it's still a big deal and compete. It's fun. So I thank her very, very much for that. Even if it's on vacation too. So again, thank you guys up in the booth. Thanks to all our sponsors. I don't even have them pulled up, so we're just saying all the sponsors jumping on board for us on this league. And I know this season's been pretty chaotic and pretty entertaining though at the same time, and hopefully we're putting on a good show. And we got 2 more races, so let's just keep it strong and keep this momentum going and try to go for this championship.
Not gonna lie, the mic quality is actually pretty good for that laptop, and you did a fantastic job. I'm gonna let you go before you wake everybody up. Enjoy tomorrow and your vacation and everything you're going on there, Joshua, and we'll see you next week at Bristol.
All right, buddy. Appreciate you.
Joshua Banks, 3rd place finisher here at Michigan. This is unique. This whole setup was unique, and the whole race. We had a new winner here. Connor, there's still a lot of season left to be done, but this one wrapped up in Michigan. Doesn't change our mind. It's another great season. Saturday night racing.
It might be the most dramatic one yet, and we still have 2 races decided. The short track, the Bull Ring, the last great Coliseum in Bristol, Tennessee, and then the 1.5 mile, the great 3-4 wide racing we always see in Kansas. And it's going to be a great finish, early August finish to this title. Season 7 around the corner. We know how crazy that could get possibly. You know, it's very looking likely we're going to get a repeat champion. Banks or Turner might get their second. 4 points separate them unofficially, but that win for Philip Brewer is so huge. 15 points back. He could steal this one, unfortunately, for Elliott Butler. Kibbe, Floyd, Shepard, Hatchell, a lot of those guys almost certainly not going to have a chance at it. Jeff Wright's 25 points back, but I would not count him out knowing Jeff Wright is not over with him yet. He can win at the short tracks. We know the 1.5 mile is his speed he has there. Can't count him out yet. Those top 4, it's going to be a frenzy these last 2 weeks.
If you can catch us back live here August 1st. Summertime is getting deep. It is almost over with. The Saturday Night Racing League and season number 6 is going on to chase race number 4, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. You can catch you here on VSPEED live all season long. If you enjoyed tonight's action, you can hit that subscribe button. You'll never miss a single race. We have racing on days that end with Y. GLR is going to be starting back up here real soon at the end of August into September. We also have Mystic iRacing League. We have Misfit with their short track series. They did Mystery Night at Talladega. It was a lot of fun there in the super late models. Got a lot of racing left to be done. Racing Revolution coming up on their chase format as well. That's going to do it for us here in the Irish Hills of Michigan. For everybody that helped make this possible, all the sponsors here in Saturday Night Racing League would like to thank M&J Distributors for help putting this show on. Check out the links in the description below. For Connor Horn and everyone in between, Adam Baker, Logan Threlkeld, Morgan Cook, Eddie Smith, this is Bradley Cooper saying so long from Michigan. We'll see you next time. Short track racing. 2 races left in season 6. Stay tracking, everybody.